Hey guys, welcome to another interview here on Toned In Entertainment. Today, I am joined by Izzy Mania.
What is going on? Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm very excited.
Yeah, no, thank you for joining me here. We're here in Miami, Florida today.
Yeah.
We're at Sweetwater Pro Wrestling. This is your first time here at Sweetwater, isn't it?
It is, and I'm very excited that I get to make my debut appearance here. It's a great opportunity. I'm just so humbled to be here.
Right, it's got to be a lot of fun. I mean, I've run into you now like a couple weeks in a row. You're all over the place. How do you keep up with being so busy?
Ooh, it's definitely hard for me because I have school on the way, and then I have training, and then I have my 2 back-to-back shows for this weekend. Yesterday I had one with Nerd Street Pro Wrestling, and then I'm here today in Doral, Florida. So it's definitely a little bit hard, but you kind of manage once you get into the whole rhythm with it. But yeah.
Right, it's almost like, it's a lot of work, and people shouldn't get that wrong, but you're having fun at the same time, so it almost doesn't feel like work sometimes.
No, it really doesn't. It's fun to see my friends that are in the independent scene, and I'm like, this isn't really work. This is just hanging out with friends and then kind of working at the same time for me. But it's just overall, you're just having a great time. You kind of forget that you're not at home. You feel like you're at home. That's the great part about it.
I think what people don't really understand if you're not out here in the wrestling community, because I'm pretty new to the community, it's almost like a family out here whenever you come to these events.
It really is. You meet someone in one independent scene, and then they're at the other one that you're at the same together, and it's oh my god, I just saw you. It's really fun for me, and it's just fun to meet a lot of great people. I've met Effy because I had a match with him, and I love him to death. I met Leva Bates. I know she's on AEW right now. She's a great person. And Aria Blake, I know she's here today, but it's just really cool to meet some great people because they actually give me advice to help me in the ring one day.
Right. No, a lot of people know you from obviously NXT. But, we're here in Miami, Florida, Sweetwater Pro Wrestling. So we're going to focus a little bit different off of NXT. And we're going to focus more on the independent scene today. What are people missing out if they're not coming out to their local independent wrestling show?
You're kind of missing out a lot because even if, your favorite wrestlers aren't on the show, you get to see a lot of other incredible wrestlers that are really secret gems in my opinion. I saw a match. It was Nick Gage versus Saeed. Oh my god, that match was insane. Literally, skewers was going in someone's head. It was really crazy. So you're kind of missing out on those crazy and fun matches, but if you find a show, just go to it and you'll have a great time. Get a group of friends. It'll be fun, little Friday night out or a day night out, whatever you want to call it, but definitely you got to go to every independent show that you can get to.
Right, because I love watching wrestling on TV. There's so much of it, and it's hard to keep up, but there's also so much independent wrestling going on. It's almost hard to keep up with that. But I think people really, if you haven't been to an independent show in a while, because I've grown up watching wrestling since I was 2 years old, and here I am, 41 years old. So I've been watching wrestling forever, and I'm still watching wrestling to this day. I love it.
No shame.
No shame. No shame whatsoever.
Definitely no shame.
No shame whatsoever. I mean, it's kind of mainstream now. When I was growing up, it wasn't mainstream. So I think it might be a little different when you go to school. A lot of people know the characters and it's accepted. When I went to school, there was 3 of us that watch wrestling.
No, it's the same for me.
Oh, it's the same?
Yeah, it hasn't really changed. A lot of kids are oh, you watch the fake stuff? And I'm like, yes, I do, and I have a big passion for it. And it's kind of funny to see kids find out about my YouTube channel and be like, wait, is this your YouTube channel? I'm like, yes, it is. So that's the fun part. It's hard to find those kids that love wrestling in your school because there's not a lot of us, but when you do, you're oh my god, I love blah 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 and I love blah blah blah. So that's the fun part about it.
Well, what's interesting is when I was growing up, I mean, now everybody knows it's entertainment. When I was growing up in the 80s, it was still assumed, a lot of people thought it was legitimate fighting.
Yes.
I mean, my dad almost to the end thought it was real, and it was hard for me to convince him
that
it was fake because he didn't want to believe it because he grew up in the 60s and believed everything happened for a reason. So it's a little bit different, but yeah, we would have a group of 3 of us and we're like, no, it's real. It's the warlord out there and he's beating this guy up for real. And they're like, no, that guy would crush him in real life. But now we know it's a little bit more entertainment and you can have more fun. So I think it's maybe less of a nerdy thing now to be a wrestling fan than it definitely was, I think, in the 80s.
For me, I don't think it's a nerdy thing because it's just something that you're so passionate about.
Right.
It's like watching any other TV show. I'm a huge fan of Stranger Things, so this is like my substitution for Stranger Things, and it's something I want to do one day. So it's not for me. It's nothing really nerdy.
Right.
Sure, I can be a nerd sometimes, but for me, it's not nerdy. And it was a little bit hard finding out that wrestling was fake. Like for me, I was a little heartbroken, but at the end of the day, you kind of have to get over it.
Right, yeah, you just go with it. Now, here on Toned In Entertainment, we love to talk a lot of pop culture. One of my favorite movies from last year was the movie about Paige.
Love that movie.
Right? Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to throw out a hypothetical question to you right now. Let's say 20 years down the line, they made a movie about Izzy Mania. Okay? Wrestling with My Family, right? That was the name of the movie.
No, he's Fighting
With My Family, yes, exactly. I was trying to remember the name real quick. I remember it was just an awesome movie. I went into that movie not expecting much and left amazing movie.
I cried like multiple times because I was like, I'm going to be there one day.
Right. Well, let's say you are there one day, right? And they're making a movie about your life. Who do you think you would like to have play you in a movie?
Oh my God, that's such a hard question. I don't really know because the hard thing is you have to find someone that's going to look like younger me.
Right.
I've got to say...
Remember, it's hypothetical, so, you know.
Ooh. Well, I'm a huge fan of Millie Bobby Brown. She plays 11 in Stranger Things. She's like one of my favorite actors. She doesn't really look like me because she has like brown eyes, but she does have brown hair. So like, I guess, and then I don't know, like someone who would play older me. Like that's the hard thing.
Oh right, because I'm sure we would have to have like two different versions there. But
I've taken like which celebrity looks like you. Apparently, I look like Beyonce. Don't even know. So hypothetically,
what?
I know. Okay. So I guess Beyonce.
Okay.
Apparently, to the internet, I look like Beyonce, but I don't really know. It's like kind of hard for me.
Okay. All right. Well, I kind of threw you off guard with that question, but it's okay. It's okay. Now, you've had some interactions with Gangrel, right? Gangrel's such an awesome guy. Well, yeah, you've had those interactions with him, yes.
No, he almost like, was it blood? I don't even know. Like, it's just blood, people. Like, it's probably just red water, just trying to spooky people out. Nothing that important to him. Like, he's just an old man walking around thinking he's Dracula. Nothing really to him. Sorry.
So we're going full on character here right now.
It's fine.
Okay, well, I'm going to throw out another one for you. Since, you seem like you want to have some go down with Gangrel. Let's say Gangrel gets the Brood back together. Edge and Christian, Gangrel, and he throws out a challenge to you, and you have to pick two wrestlers of your choosing from any time period to go up against the Brood. Who would you choose to get your back?
Ooh, let's see. I'm trying to think. Okay. It's gonna be like different genders, so I gotta pick Adam Cole because number one, he has the Undisputed Era with him. So if I need more backup, just gonna give them a ring. I got them. The other one, let's see. This is hard. Okay. You're asking me some crazy questions. This is hard. Questions. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Let's see. I don't know. What would be the other person? I don't know why I keep on thinking of Hulk Hogan. I don't know. He's like the first person that comes to mind. Maybe him because I love Hulk Hogan.
Okay.
Wait. No, I got it. I got it.
Okay.
Ronda Rousey. I love Ronda. She's awesome.
Okay.
She has the arm bar. I love her. She's
the baddest woman on the planet.
She is. So I think like with Adam Cole, me, and Ronda Rousey.
Okay.
Boom. I think we can beat the Brood.
Okay. I think my girlfriend's going to be a huge fan of your team because Ronda is her girl. So I think you just made her very happy. Yeah, she's smiling back there. So I think she's Team Izzy right now. Even though she does love Gangrel too, but I think she's Team Izzy with Ronda Rousey.
Like, come on, Team Izzy for life. Duh.
Yeah? Oh, yeah, you gotta go for life.
Like this, so I do this. I don't know, for life.
For life?
Yeah, I do this. I don't know.
I grew up in the 90s and I practiced it a lot going NWO for life, so yeah. It just works automatic for me. Now, the Royal Rumble's coming up very soon. Think we see any surprises coming up?
Oh, I'm joking. I wish though. That would be really cool. I'm number 30. I definitely want Ronda Rousey to come back because I just, like, overall I love her. I think she's a huge inspiration for me and probably to other people. I think what she did with, like, going from UFC to WWE, that's awesome. But I definitely want to see her win because I've been waiting for her versus Becky just alone because we haven't gotten that yet. We had Charlotte versus Ronda, and then we did Becky versus Charlotte versus Ronda at WrestleMania 35 in the main event. But I kind of want to see Becky and Ronda. I think we're all waiting for that moment, but I definitely want to see Ronda come back. I think that's going to be the main surprise. And then some NXT people, like Rhea Ripley, Shayna Baszler, I don't know, you name it.
Right, okay. But I think we're waiting for, like, Ronda to come through that curtain and really shock everybody.
Yeah, I think that's... I don't know. I think that's really going to happen this time because she's been gone for a long period of time and she hasn't really been posting on social media what I've seen on Instagram. So I'm like, okay, probably coming back. So you never know. I'm really hoping so.
Yeah, I think she's taking the babycation she was trying. I think that might be a break, and I think it's time for the rowdy one to return and kick some butt in WWE, right?
I think, she needs to come back. Like, she's always kicking butt, so I think she needs to dominate the whole show or roster again.
Right. She really made an impact. I mean, the women in WWE are amazingly talented. I mean, you can name them from Sasha Banks to Becky Lynch to Charlotte Flair to Asuka's one of my personal favorite. Love Asuka. But Ronda Rousey really, like, took that division, like, just her presence and her name and her ability. You know, she didn't come in and she wasn't just a hack. She really came in and showed what she got in main event of WrestleMania. 3 women in the main event of WrestleMania. I never thought I would see that, and it happened last year, which is pretty cool.
I definitely think when she came to Royal Rumble, like, the first time, I literally freaked out. There's a video of me and my parents who were like, oh my God, it's Ronda, oh my God. It was definitely a cool moment because I've always been a huge fan of her. I definitely didn't watch her as much in the UFC, but I've heard of her and I read a tiny bit of her book, and, like, her book is so cool. Just, like, the story, like, when she was younger. It's really sad about her dad. Now she couldn't really, like, talk at such a young age. But I just think it's such an interesting story how her mom pushed her so hard, because I kind of see that in my dad. And I'm not telling you guys that my dad is forcing me to do this. He's giving me, like, all this motivation and, like, he's just training me and he's pushing me so hard to do this, and it's, like, really helpful for me. So I kind of can relate to Ronda in some sense. I'm definitely not as tough as her. She's definitely very tough. I don't think
anybody's as tough as Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, she is really tough. I give her all that credit, but definitely I think she's one of the most baddest women on the planet. Definitely, because that's what she's known for.
Right.
But she's just such an inspiration, honestly. That's what I think of her. I love her.
Right. Now, speaking of your dad, I've had a conversation with him. He's like the nicest guy in the entire world. I'm over there talking with him.
No, he sucks. I'm joking.
Now, we were talking while you were getting ready for this interview, and me and him have something in common, and we love the action figures. And I actually saw the video that you did with him on your channel with the Hasbro action figures, and it brought back memories of, like, me and my dad playing with the action figures. And I just thought that was, like, one of the coolest videos that you and your dad actually sat down. Whose idea was it to make that video?
So I would say, like, he's kind of like, we're kind of like the brain behind everything. Like, we kind of, like, he'll come up with an idea and then I'll come up with an idea. So we'll kind of, like, mash them up. But I know the Hasbro minifigures, they came out and we were like, let's just do something with toys, because, like, that's a big thing, like, back then, and it's still, like, a lot of people love that, and I've seen a lot of, like, wrestling figure, like when they're unboxing it and stuff. So I was like, you know what, let's try it. And it's actually one of my favorite videos because I got to make the ring, and I love where it's, like, zooming, and I'm like, oh my God, I look like one of those people who just play with toys, like, the whole time. And then bringing him in was really cool because, like, me and my dad were, like, best friends. Like, we love each other. So it was cool to, like, kind of share that moment. And then we haven't played, like, wrestlers in a while, but when we were young, well, when I was younger, we were, like, playing that all the time. So that's a big thing in our household. They're sitting in a bag, and they're probably really dusty, but I still have the ring.
Right.
So
I love those action figures, you know.
I love the new Elite ones because they're so detailed with, like, the 3 heads.
Oh, they are, yeah.
Oh, my God,
cool.
so cool.
Yeah. Now, WrestleMania is coming down to Tampa, Florida. I mean, like 2 months from now, just over 2 months from now. Do you have anything planned for WrestleMania weekend that we should look out for?
A little bit, sort of, kind of, definitely, I want to say. I definitely want to get a lot of press passes for maybe Access, and then I'm really looking for the community events because I want to get some interviews with some WWE superstars. I'm going to try to get one for WrestleCon because there's some people that I know that I really, really want to get, like Jonathan Coachman, Alicia too. I know she's going to be there because she interviewed me, and I want to interview her, so that would be really cool. I'm trying to think. I think, like, so far that's it. And then my big one, I don't know if I'm going to get him this year, but my big one would be Triple H. I've always wanted to get him. I was this close to getting him at NXT. It was actually the Wednesday Night Wars, where it was like AEW versus NXT.
Okay.
And he was
it was that opening night or something,
yeah,
right? Because we talked about it that you were there, right?
He was walking off the stage, and I was like, Triple H, can I get an interview? And I was like, probably going to ask him like 2 questions, but he had to go back inside. I was like, Devin.
Woo! It's always fun here at Sweetwater Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, he literally looks like Ric Flair. But I really want to get Triple H because he's the big one, and I just look up to him because he's probably going to be my boss one day.
Right.
Like, so I definitely want to get an interview with him, but I don't know about WrestleMania because he's probably going to run around and stuff. But I'm like thinking of doing WrestleCon, but I'm like, iffy about it, but I definitely want to get the press passes to do all the interviews because Hot Tag, you guys, they need more interviews. So
well, we definitely want to see more interviews from you on Hot Tag. That's for sure. I saw like you've had you've had Gangrel, you have Effy. I saw your interview with D3 last week, which was really cool because we were both at Knockout Wrestling 2 weeks ago, and you did the interview with him. He's been on WWE, and I've got an interview lined up with him in a couple weeks. You guys have to look forward to that. I've already talked to him. We got something in the works. So really nice guy. What else is going on with Izzy before we end this interview?
So I don't want to say I just went to Pro Wrestling Tees, but I want to say, I think it was last year, like right at the end of last year, I went to ProWrestlingTees.com. I have 3 shirts so far. There are definitely more in the making, so you guys got to watch out. And then, like I said, I have the Hot Tag. If you guys don't know what the Hot Tag is, it is a weekly show. So Wednesday night, I'll talk about the matches I'm looking forward to on NXT. Friday, I will post a fun little video of me asking the NXT Universe a fun and goofy little question. I know for Valentine's Day, there's going to be like a really fun theme that I'm going to do it with. And then Sunday, I will do Superstar of the Week for NXT. Depends if I'm having the fans pick it or if it's me talking about it. But that's really it for Hot Tag, or I'll do interviews. I've interviewed Beth Phoenix, like you said, Gangrel, Effy, Scott Hall. Right. My first one was Tommaso Ciampa, and he hit a huge spoiler that he will be back in the ring one day.
Okay.
So that was kind of special for me because I got the scoops a little bit. I want to say that's it. I've had a lot more people, but those are like the top names that come to my head. Like you said, I have D3 on my show. I had Pat McAfee, but there's definitely some more people that I had on that were awesome. Okay.
I know you mentioned Triple H. Is he your dream interview, or is there somebody out there that would be like that one person you want that interview from?
He's definitely my top one right now.
Okay. The Game, Triple H. Let's make it happen.
Come on. If you're listening, hit me up. We can do this interview.
Then after you hit Izzy up, hit me up too. But take care of Izzy first.
Yes. Him next. I'm really good friends with this person. His name is Josiah Williams. He was the one that actually made my theme song, and I kind of have him over at my house, like, if it's a pay-per-view, if he's not working, or for the holidays. I definitely want to do an interview with him. I don't know why I haven't gotten it yet, but I'm still trying to get one with him.
Okay.
Alundra Blaze, because she's a huge fan of me on Twitter, and I love her. She's always saying super sweet and supportive things about me, and I'm like, you know what, let's do it. Like I said, Coach, I want to do one with Alicia too, even though she interviewed me.
I saw that interview. It was really cool.
That was actually one of my favorite, and this one is actually one of my favorites already.
Oh, all right. Tony Entertainment rocking it with Izzy Mania. I like it.
Yeah. I like this one's kind of like a classic, and it's kind of obvious. Vince McMahon, because
yes. I think everybody wants Vince McMahon because I've talked to Chris Van Vliet, who's one of the biggest YouTubers.
That's another one I want to get.
I can make that happen for you. I'm personal friends with Chris Van Vliet. I can make it happen for you. Well, I'm gonna make a call to Chris, and we'll try to make it happen, definitely. But he's a personal friend of mine.
One of my favorite interviews with him is with MJF.
The best interview ever.
Yeah, I love MJF overall. He's another one that I do want to get an interview with him.
Okay, that would be very interesting.
Yeah, because he's very sarcastic and rude in the interview, so I kind of want to take that challenge and see how I would deal with him. Another one is Stephanie McMahon.
Okay.
I don't want to say I want to get everyone, but obviously I do want to get everyone. So I'm just going to try to get as many people as I can.
We don't want to pigeonhole you to just like a handful of people. It's like, let's make it happen. It's wrestling. There's so many great superstars from past, present, future out there. But those are definitely some awesome names, and they're coming for you in the future.
That's what I like about the smaller names. No offense to D3. I'm not saying you're unknown, but he's smaller right now, and I like getting those small names because one day they're gonna probably be huge, and I know he is because he's such a good wrestler.
Right.
So I think one day he's gonna be something. So if I get those interviews, I'm gonna be like, oh hey, I interviewed you.
Got D3, Effy. I mean, those two guys. It blows my mind that Effy and D3. D3 has been on Raw and he has been on NXT.
Yeah,
so I mean, he's getting his way there, and Effy blows my mind. I think he's one of the most talented independent wrestlers for his character and wrestling ability in the independent scene.
Yeah, I definitely love Effy.
Yeah.
I had my match with him.
Which
I got choke slammed. Let's see what else. It was a whole match. It was such a great match. If you look up Izzy Mania versus Effy, you will find it. Also, Leva Bates was in that match. She took a quarter of the match, but I love Effy a lot. So yeah, those are the people I'm really looking forward to get interviews. I definitely want to get everyone, but those are my goals for now.
Awesome.
I just want to set smaller goals. I think one day I'm just gonna build up. I think a big goal for me is to within this decade, I definitely want to get to the WWE. Even if it's at this age, and they're like, oh, this girl, she's not bad. We don't have a kids show yet. I think they need that kind of part because they don't have it. So. If you get more kids to the product, I think it's going to be really important. And it's going to help that brand. I'm not saying WWE is a small brand. They're huge. They're tremendous.
They're the biggest company in the entire world as far as wrestling goes. Yeah.
So definitely, I think if they started a kids show, I would love to be on it. Get me on audition. I will be there. I will be on my A game.
Right.
So that's a big goal for me.
Okay.
Last year, I think that was a big possibility because there was someone who was actually trying to get they were trying to get me on WWE. Didn't happen, but I'm just going to keep on working to that. So definitely those are my goals. So setting tiny goals and they'll work to the bigger ones.
That's it. That's all you can do. All right, Izzy, we're going to let you go because Sweetwater Pro Wrestling, you guys could probably hear them clapping in the background. The show's getting ready to start here in Sweetwater, and you're part of the show, so I got to cut this interview short.
Yes.
But Izzy, thank you so much for joining me here on Toned In Entertainment.
Sorry. So you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and also ProWrestlingTees.com. Like I said, my Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, it's Izzy Mania. Make sure you put in the it's. Like I said, I have the hot tag and Pro Wrestling Tees. You can just look up Izzy or Izzy Mania, whatever you want. And I have 3 shirts, and there will be more in the making, like I said. So yeah, sorry to interrupt you. Just gotta throw that in.
It's all good. Definitely follow Izzy on everything. Definitely check out her YouTube channel. There's lots of great content on there. I love your interviews. You're so professional. You
too.
Oh, well, thank you. I try. I mean, all right, Izzy, thank you so much. And guys, make sure you subscribe here to Toned In Entertainment so we can bring you future videos like this.
Subscribe to the channel. Do it. Go now. Do it now.